Hi guys, so as promised, I promised this like weeks and weeks and weeks ago. When I first said I had a new tattoo, that's gonna get my nails on down. Okay. When I first said I had a new tattoo, I kind of let you guys. I said I would do a new one when it was kind of healed and go into a bit of detail about it. So the time is now. I'm doing nothing now anyway. Just kind of chilling with Dave. So I'm just gonna film one now. I'll show you it in the flesh now. I haven't got a bra on, so I hope I don't flash. But yeah, hang on, I'll just get into position first. Okay. So that is it. And it is quite big on my body. Pants are falling down. It like from the front it's there, and then it is quite big on the side. So, hello. That is my tattoo, and I am literally in love with it. I do love it to bits. The pain I went through, it was worth it. Like, I sat in the chair for about 2.5 hours when I got there. I booked it about a week or two before, given the bit of paper I had with the pictures on that I wanted, and the way that the tattoo artist at my tattoo, well not my shop, but where I go, he doesn't draw them, my fringe looks minging. He doesn't draw them beforehand, he draws them when he's with you. So if you don't like anything, he can edit as he's going, basically. So he drew it in front of us, and I was like, he's fucking amazing. My friend was sitting looking at him, and I was like, isn't he so good? So yeah, basically, drew it in front of us, and then he stuck it on, told him where I wanted it, put the paper on, and then just started doing it. And at first, I was holding my friend's hand down at my side, and I was like, it really isn't that bad. Like, I hadn't had a tattoo since the one on my foot, and that was really, really painful. But like, I thought, oh, this isn't that bad. Like, if it's like this all the way through, I'll be fine. About halfway through, not even halfway through, it started to burn and it started to hurt, and I started to feel like I was bleeding. I kept asking him, like, is it bleeding? Am I bleeding yet? And he was like, no. My friend was like, why do you want to bleed? I was like, I don't, but I just think it's fascinating. Like, I don't know. And he was like, oh, someone wasn't on the phone for him, so oh, I'm gonna go onto the phone, take a break. And I was like, I stood up like a drink of my Fanta, and I was like, mate, I can't go through this. It is so painful. When I had a look in the mirror, actually, I think I have the picture on my phone of what it was when it was halfway there. I was looking in the mirror and I was like, he isn't even halfway through. What I thought was halfway through actually wasn't. It was just like maybe a quarter of the way. Pick that up at all, but he had like most of the red done, all the outlining. No. A bit of the outlining on this flower I'd done that side. This side wasn't done. Most of all the outlining, and he was starting on the colour on that one. But literally, when it was on that part of the tattoo, I felt like the red flower was done. So then when I had a look, and it wasn't, like, he literally just like filled the red in. I was like, mate, are you taking the piss? But as you look on the next one, that's when it is completely done. He still had yellow to put in the middle of the red flower. So he wasn't even, I'd say, a third of the way through. And I was like, he's got to be done. But hey ho, I stuck with it, and just grew up and did, whatever. As I said, I'm just getting messaged off Facebook. As I said in my last video, I basically was in pain for the first 2 or 3 days, and I had to cover it up because the ink was coming out really fast. It was just really bad. It was pretty painful. It was really painful. So yeah, basically, what the tattoo means, They are for my grandparents. So the yellow one's for my grandma and the red one's for my granddad. And I don't think I've mentioned this on my video, but I actually do live with my grandparents. I haven't lived at home, i.e. with your mum or your dad, since I was about 10, 11. Basically, quick run through of my life. My mum and dad split up when I was about 7, 8, and I would obviously, like, when your parents split up, you see one of them one weekend and one of them the next weekend. I lived with my mum, and then I would go and see my dad on Thursday nights and alternate Sundays. Every Thursday, he'd come pick me up at about 5, I'd go for tea and bring us back at about 7:30, obviously because I had school the next day, and then every alternate Sunday we'd go places. And then he got a new girlfriend and he wanted me to go on holiday with him, and I was about 9 at the time and I was like, no, I don't want to. And then he went on holiday anyway without me. Didn't want to speak to him, I didn't want to talk to him, I didn't want to see him. So I haven't seen my dad, well, I've seen him like about town, but I haven't actually like spoke to him, been with him since then. And then primarily I live with my mum, but I would always want to stay at my grandma's. The room I'm in now was my uncle's room when he lived here. I lived in the room, like a room down that way. There was like, down there's like it was a box room, and then my grandma and granddad's rooms next door. But I lived in the room down there, and it was like the size of like my face. It was absolutely tiny. But I loved living here. I was at my friend's house who lived across a field, like there's a field over there in Field, and my mum rang us and I didn't answer the phone. And I came back to my grandma's house, pitch black. I was about 10, 11. And my mum and grandma had a massive row. There was a lot of fighting in the house. And then I came in and mum literally grabbed my arm and dragged me as if she was going to take me home. And I was like, I don't want to go with you. I want to stay here. And then she just left because I didn't want to go home with her. So I stayed here, and then our relationship kind of fizzled out. Like, she tried to come up and speak to me, but I think I was just like such a grandma's girl at the time. I didn't want to, because my grandma wasn't speaking to her, I didn't want to speak to her, so probably shot myself in the foot because it was my fault that I'm not speaking to her now, and I'm still not speaking to her. Like, I haven't spoke to her since then, really. I have a perfect life here, and literally my grandparents have done everything for me. They pay for everything. I take the biggest lend in the world. I don't pay for anything. I don't pay rent. I don't pay for my car insurance. Didn't pay for my car. Now I've got a job, I do pay for my clothes, but until I got a job, they paid for fucking everything for me. So basically the tattoo is kind of a way of saying thank you, in a way. The red one is my granddad's, and it's a red zinnia, and it means constancy, which means always being there for you. And he's always there for me. Like, literally, if I'm in trouble and I need a lift, all I've got to do is pick the phone and say, Grandad, will you come and get us? And he'll be there within 5 seconds. Literally, anywhere, he will come and get me. When I go out in Newcastle, he takes me there and picks me up at like 3 in the morning. Yeah, so he's literally like the best granddad in the world. And the yellow flower, that is a black-eyed Susan, and that stands for encouragement, because my grandma's always kind of been like, when I left college, she's always encouraging. She's always like, well, not in a pushy way, but kind of like in a way that you want someone to be. Like, you want someone to be there encouraging you to do stuff, and just, yeah, she's just encouraging. And I did the research, obviously, before I went and got them done. I was actually going to get it on my chest, kind of like on my collarbones. I was going to get like the yellow one there and the red one there, but I thought for jobs and stuff that it's going to look absolutely horrendous. And I was also going to get it on my wrist, so maybe the yellow flower here and the red flower there, but again, it's like, on the ribs, the place you can hide it very easily if you get a job. So yeah, that is basically, I've been rambling on for so long. That is basically what my tattoo symbolises, and yeah, so basically that's it. I have nothing else to say. Thank you for watching, hope you like my tattoo, hope you enjoyed my story.